In this micro lesson, we will be exploring two scenarios that shed light on how gender biases can affect the way we interact with others at work. In our first scenario, we see a male manager shaking hands with all his male colleagues, but not with his female colleague. What could be the reason for this? And in our second scenario, we see the female employee offering her hand to the male manager to shake. However, the manager makes a snide remark about her grip to his male colleagues. These scenarios will not only illustrate how gender bias can manifest in the workplace, but they will also offer valuable insights into how we can create a more inclusive work environment.
All good?
Yes, all good. How are you, Collins?
Good, very good. How are you?
Yes, all good. Vijay?
Yeah.
Perfect. Hi, Zara. Hope you're doing good. Sanjay, thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Collins, thank you for collecting the data.
Most welcome, yes.
Vijay, as usual, the hardworking guy, huh?
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ahmed. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
See you.
Sure. Did you guys see? What was that handshake?
She's a go-getter.
And trust me, she has got a firm grip too.
Looks like we have some competition here, huh?
You have a different viewpoints.
Look out for your job, Vijay. She might eat it up.
That's so funny.
When managers or co-workers promote behaviors that may inadvertently exclude a person, in this case a woman, it reinforces stereotypes against women. A woman may be excluded from certain interactions and conversations, thus unfairly limiting her opportunities in the organization. This can lead to demotivation and cause your company to lose out on real good talent. Why does it happen? Many times, we allow our assumptions to influence our decision-making based on cultural upbringing and stereotypes we have grown up with. We carry unconscious bias about capabilities of men and women. When we are not educated on practices of inclusion at workplace, we exclude people without even realizing. For example, in this case, a woman is shown as being forthright and extends her hand in a handshake when the manager doesn't. This is seen as a threat and commented upon instead of taking it in their stride. This is very much rooted in likability bias and affinity bias. So what can we do about it? Suggest to Ahmed that as a manager, it is his responsibility to ensure all employees are treated fairly and feel included. This means he must educate himself and others on what are the most appropriate social behaviors. The way to know is to speak to the employee and understand what makes them comfortable and what causes discomfort. Then, take appropriate action to make the workplace inclusive for everybody.
Here are some key learning outcomes from this micro lesson. Unconscious bias can lead to unintentional exclusion in the workplace. When managers or co-workers allow their assumptions to influence their decision-making based on cultural upbringing and stereotypes, they can exclude people without even realizing it. Excluding individuals can limit opportunities and negatively impact motivation. When a person, in this case a woman, is excluded from certain interactions and conversations, it can unfairly limit her opportunities in the organization, leading to demotivation and causing the company to lose out on good talent. Affinity bias and likability bias can reinforce gender stereotypes. Stereotypical assumptions about the capabilities of men and women can lead to biases that reinforce gender stereotypes. For example, when a woman is forthright and extends her hand in a handshake, and the manager doesn't reciprocate, it can be seen as a threat and commented upon instead of being taken in stride. Managers have a responsibility to ensure all employees feel included. As a manager, it is your responsibility to ensure all employees are treated fairly and feel included. This means educating yourself and others on appropriate social behaviors, speaking to employees to understand what makes them comfortable and what causes discomfort, and taking appropriate action to create an inclusive workplace for everybody. It's quiz time. Click on the button to start the quiz. In scenario 1, what did the male manager do that excluded the female employee? You did not select the correct response. The correct answer is option B. The male manager shook hands with all the male employees but not with the female employee, which could be perceived as an unconscious bias and exclusionary behavior. What can exclusionary behavior in the workplace lead to? You did not select the correct response. The correct answer is option B. Exclusionary behavior in the workplace can limit opportunities and demotivate employees, leading to a loss of potential talent for the company. What can biases in the workplace reinforce? You did not select the correct response. The correct answer is option B. Biases in the workplace can reinforce negative stereotypes, such as the belief that women are less assertive or less capable than men. What is the responsibility of managers in creating an inclusive workplace? You did not select the correct response. The correct answer is option C. Managers have a responsibility to create an inclusive workplace by educating themselves and others on appropriate social behaviors that promote inclusivity and equality. What should be done to create an inclusive workplace for everyone? You did not select the correct response. The correct answer is option A. To create an inclusive workplace, it is important to speak to employees and understand their needs and preferences in order to take appropriate actions that promote inclusion and equality. You have now reached the end of this micro lesson.